Hi, my name is Matthew Belisario. Welcome to another edition of the Belisario Sonic YouTube channel. Today I want to talk about the state of vinyl records in 2021. Now, I collect a lot of different genres of music on vinyl. And I collect because I like the music. So I'll say that right off. I do not collect as a completist where I have to have every single pressing of this particular run of records. So, for example, when Blue Note comes out with their Tone Poet series, I don't buy every single one of them. I just buy the records that I really like. Now, to Blue Note's credit, they're putting out enough of the Tone Poet series where you usually have an opportunity to pick them up at a reasonable price for some time. So you have a little time. You don't have to rush out and buy it before it's gone. And all these greedy record store owners go out and buy them, are able to buy them all up like they do the Mobile Fidelity records and these other ones because they're so limited. And they let these greedy people go out and grab them all because pretty much you have a limited amount of time to buy them. And once they're gone, and then all the prices are so expensive that you can never hope. The normal person, like me, can never hope to go out and buy one and enjoy the record for the music. And this is a rant video because what really upsets me are these people that want to drive up the prices so that they can make money on these records, and they're really not all about the music. They claim to be, this is a great sounding record, and they're great marketers. This is, you really got to get your hands on this. Now this record's $500 because I bought them all up when they first came out, because I have money saved up because I'm a record owner guy, and I can go out and buy them all and then charge triple the amount and make all this money on them. Well, really, the music has nothing to do with it. It's all about collectability. That's starting to really piss me off when it comes to the vinyl records, because those of us who have been collecting vinyl records for years, I've been collecting them since the 70s. For years, when vinyl records were worth nothing in the 90s, nobody wanted them. I was buying vinyl records, able to buy them at brand new ones at $10, $15. And used records from the 70s and the 80s at $4 a piece, $5 a piece, in great shape. And it was because we liked the music and we wanted to have the record and enjoy it for our leisure. Now, this new crop of vinyl collectors, it's all about collectability. And I'm not saying nobody out there doesn't like the music, because there are a lot of us like me that want to buy the record and enjoy it and be able to pay a reasonable price and listen to a good record. So when the Tone Poet comes out and Blue Note puts enough of them out, thank God, I can go out and get the Tone Poet for $30, right? $35, $29, $27 if it's on sale, whatever, and I get a great pressing. I don't mind paying the $27 or the $35 on a record I really want, and it's nicely packaged, nice gatefold, nice vinyl. It sounds great. I can sit down and enjoy that record because I like the music and I like the vinyl, and I can open it up and read the notes and all that kind of stuff. And so I'll pay $35. But now these companies like Mobile Fidelity, I mean, God help us, $125 for one step pressing that they're only going to put out, a few hundred of them or whatever it is. You got to pre-order it and they're sold out and they're gone. And then all these greedy guys at the record stores are putting them out for $400 or $500 a piece. Give me a break. There's no record, let me tell you, from a record collector who's been collecting them for years, there's no record I'm paying $500 for. Now, there are fools out there that will pay it, that have more money than sense, that will go out and pay the $500 for a record. And I think, hey, if you can afford it, go out and waste your money on it. So, what's interesting is I went to Discogs. And if you want to know the state of vinyl records, obviously it's doing very well. And what a lot of people don't know is CD sales are also doing pretty well on Discogs. So people are buying used CDs. But Discogs says that their growth in physical sales through Discogs is up 35%. So in one over the prior year. So they sold 16,290,197 pieces of physical music were sold around the world, bringing an overall 40% increase year over year. Now, that's pretty incredible when you stop and think about it. You've got a 40% increase in sales of physical music. So it's by no means gone, right? But here's the problem. It's mostly the older people, the people that have money, that are driving this, and that is driving up the price. And I don't mind limited editions and things like that. I think it's great marketing, and I don't mind if they put out a limited run, but at least make it enough to where those of us who want to hear the record can actually buy it over, at least have 3 or 4 months to where it's available, where I can actually pick up the record. Because there's a lot of different records out there I can't afford to buy all these records at one time, like these vinyl, like these record store guys, where they can go out and they buy them all up. Most people like me that are working a normal job can't afford to go out and buy freaking 20 records in a month. We got to space them out. We got to be able to, I can buy a few this month, and that's it. I can't buy all of these. And by the time you get over to one that comes out that you really want, that's limited, well, if you don't go on there and buy it right away, it's gone, and these freaking morons have freaking bought them up, and now you got to pay $300-$400 for a freaking record. And it's just really pissing me off the way these people are doing that. And then you see these people that are these record guys that own these record stores. They're out there saying they've made too many of those. Now there's no value. Now they've saturated the market. And it's like, look, moron, we want to be able to afford the freaking records. We don't need to make you a millionaire because the company printed too many of them, so you can't drive up the price on them to freaking $200-$300 a freaking record. So, yeah, you can see I'm a little fired up about this because music is meant to be listened to. Music's not meant to be hoarded up for the elite crowd that can only afford to buy the limited 100 records, 299 records. If it's worth printing, it's worth printing enough to where people can actually listen to the music. And the record company that's making them, if they're not charging a price to make enough money on it, they're idiots in the first place. So I guarantee you, Blue Note, by charging $30 a record, they're making plenty of money on these records. And they make enough of them where you can actually get them for a while, and eventually they will be gone. But usually you have a good 6 months to a year to pick up the Blue Note stuff. Maybe, and once they're gone, sure, the price goes up a little bit. But even then, you can get one for maybe $50 instead of the $35. So it's not too crazy usually on most of those. So, I think they're doing things right. Blue Notes, and I hope they continue to do that, is to print enough of them. They're making enough money. They have enough margin on the records where they're making enough money, and they're printing enough of them to where those of us who want to get them can usually get them. And these record company vultures can't hoard them all up and drive up the price on them. So those like me can't afford them. So hats off to Blue Note for doing that. Mobile Fidelity, hey, I want nothing to do with your company, nothing whatsoever. I'm not paying $125 for a record, and I'm certainly not going to pay $500 after they're all sold out, so I can run out and buy the latest repress of Blood, Sweat, and Tears. Give me a freaking break. I mean, come on. That's another thing. The Mobile Fidelity, right? The only thing they can do is go off and reprint the classic rock records. Now, people like me who own the original pressings and have nice copies of the original pressings, I'm not going to go out and buy a $125 record. Now, these other, like I said, these people are driving up the prices, and these people that are collectors only, these rich guys that want to go out and buy every single one in the series because I've got the entire collection. They can give a damn less about the music, which is kind of, I think, is pretty funny. So, for example, Mobile Fidelity will put out, the Blood, Sweat, and Tears or Pearls, Janis Joplin or whatever, which we've got, for those of us who have been collecting records for years, have seen those records all over the place for $4 and $5, right? We've got used copies in great shape that we bought for $4 or $5 a pearl, right? But I don't need to go pay $125 for your new record because it's supposed to be this pristine sound quality and the pressing and all this kind of stuff. Great marketing. And for those of all the rich doctors and lawyers out there that can go pay the $125 or whatever it is going to be, hey, have fun. For the rest of us that actually listen to the music and appreciate the music, we're not going to go for that. And now another thing I found interesting was that people are buying cassettes. So again, for a guy that's been listening to music in all different formats, I listened to music on vinyl records when I was a kid, on 8-track cassettes when they came out. We had an 8-track player in our house. And then the cassette player, and I had hundreds. I had cases of cassettes, double-sided cases I used to carry around with me and listen to cassettes. And when the CDs came out, granted, sound quality was not quite as good usually, but the format of CD was so much better as far as durability. And because those of you who know, if you don't take care of your tape decks, they end up eating your tapes up and they get all crunched up and crinkled. You got to freaking try to get them out of the freaking cassette player, and they're all you got to take your pencil and try to freaking straighten it out and put it, then it stretches. So I find it hilarious that people are going out and wanting to buy these. Most of them are kids. They have no clue about what's, ooh, these are cool, man. We're going to go retro and pick up these cassettes and start playing these cassettes. They have no idea why all of us were so happy to see the cassettes go away and a new format come out, CD. Now, granted, CD is definitely outdated now, and we should be getting Blu-ray audio on everything. But that's a whole another story. That's another debate for another video. But so CDs have increased on Discogs, so people are still buying CDs. And I just found it funny that the cassettes were also, I think, let's see, what did the cassettes go up at? Interest in cassettes hasn't died down, with a total of 282,798 sold through a marketplace, 33% increase over 2019. So 282,000, almost 300,000 cassettes people bought. And I think, again, it just cracks me up because I couldn't wait. Once all the CDs came out and I started replacing all of my cassettes with CDs, I was happy to see the cassettes gone because I was so tired of the cassette game. Anyways, so where are we with vinyl records? I think it's great that those of us who enjoy music have a lot of options now. There's another thing that drives me crazy about the vinyl records, and that is the repressings of the jazz records that are done from digital, that were originally analog recordings. And I don't like that. The fact that, if it was done on analog, if it was recorded on analog, I like to be mixed down and mastered on analog and pressed to the vinyl record. So I'm not a fan of that. Now, in the Blue Note stuff that was the 75th anniversary, I think a lot of that was digital, and I bought a few of those and wasn't that impressed with them, and so I didn't buy that many of those. Now I think they're doing things right with the Tone Poet stuff, and even the classic series I think they're putting out now, which is like a continuation of the 80th. I think a lot of those are analog as well. I'm not sure if each one of those are designated, but I've been picking up some of the Tone Poet series that I've been interested in, the records that I actually like, and not just collecting them to collect them. Now, when it comes to the rock side of things, a little bit different story than the jazz. Again, as I was saying in one of my other videos, these rock bands, classic rock bands, can't come up with any new material, so all they could do is go back and repress the old stuff. And granted, some of them aren't around anymore, and some of them are great classic records, and I'm glad to see them put them back in print. But again, with record companies like Mobile Fidelity, I'm not paying $125 for a record. The regular pressings, around $35 to $50 for the mobile fidelity pressings. Every once in a while, I will pick up one of those. And Sony and these other companies, it's hit and miss when they're reprinting some of these albums, like let's just say Fleetwood Mac, for example, or some of these other classic represses they're putting out. I'm finding that the quality control is not always the greatest. So sometimes you get a good pressing and sometimes you get a noisy pressing. And so that's kind of disappointing. When it comes to new records being released that are being recorded digitally, that's another story. Do you want to go out and buy an analog vinyl record when the whole thing was recorded, mixed, and mastered digitally? When I can get it on a CD quality again, I think the vinyl quality, if you get a good pressing, I think the vinyl quality is going to sound a little bit better personally on a stereo mix. But a lot of these newer bands with these smaller record labels are starting to do 5.1 mixes, and I'm finding that to me is where the future needs to be heading. And so when it comes down to whether or not I'm going to buy a vinyl record with a new band that's recorded digitally, a lot of times it's just going to be personal preference. If I want the mobility, I'm going to buy the CD. If there's a 5.1 CD or DVD or Blu-ray mix, I'm going to grab that first personally, because I'm still one of those guys that likes to sit down at home in my living room and put on a record and listen to the whole thing at the highest fidelity I can get. So when there's a 5.1 out there available, I usually will grab that first, and a lot of times it's available along with the CD or something like that. I do like these bands that are putting out the CD with the vinyl record. I think that's pretty cool. So again, a lot of these smaller companies like Inside Out, you can buy the double LP or whatever, and it comes with the CD inside of it. I'm a big fan of that. That way I've got the vinyl record and I can open it up and then have the artwork and the liner notes and stuff. But then I got the CD that I can take with me in my car, or I can burn it. So I'm a big fan of that. Now I would like to see things go to DVD or Blu-ray, but I also would like to get a download with that so that I can take it with me, because if I have a Blu-ray disc, obviously I can't play that in my car. So I would like, if I buy a Blu-ray 5.1, I would also like to get the download for that off the website, a FLAC download of the high quality, so I can put it on my player or my USB or whatever I want to do to take it into my car. So those are just a couple of thoughts about that. Now, as far as just collecting the vinyl records, to have the vinyl record, it's all personal preference. There are some that I've gone out and purchased that I had on CD that I really enjoyed the album so much that I just wanted to have the vinyl copy of it, and I wanted to have the big artwork on it, whatever it is, if I like the artwork, and I wanted to have that gatefold cover and stuff like that. Then sometimes I'll go out and I'll get that as well. So I'll pick up the both versions, or both formats, if you will. So now, as far as just collecting to collect again, I just don't do that. So I collect for the music, and I think a lot more people need to, especially people have been collecting for long periods of time and really enjoy the music for the music, and they want to be able to afford these records, need to just say, look, we're not going to buy these at these crazy prices. And it's tempting to go out there and say, oh, I want to get this one, I really like this album, and it's $125, or now it's out of print and it's $200, but I'm going to go out and get it. If enough of us say we're not paying it, keep it on your shelf, the prices will come down. People aren't, these record store guys that are driving the prices up, they're going to have to keep it on their shelves if people don't buy it. And so, anyways, those are my thoughts on vinyl records, and to me, the problems that I have today with these limited pressings, which again, I don't mind if you make a limited run, but at least make it enough to where those who want to actually listen to the music can actually have a chance to buy it. This whole thing where they're sold out before you can even get your hands on it. They announce it and it's gone in a couple of days. Have it, keep it. I don't need it. It's not that important to me. to have that. I really, you know, at that point, if I want a copy of one of these classic rock records, I'll go out and I'll pay the $50 for one of the original copies that's in good shape, because I'm just not going to play the game of buying the limited edition 299 pressings, you know, that kind of thing, and pay this crazy price for it. And let's face it, look at the Mobile Fidelity packaging. It sucks. I mean, I'm always disappointed with the Mobile Fidelity records. You open them up and they just got this freaking advertisement insert on there, and it's just like, ugh. Yeah, I'm paying $125 for this freaking. They put it in a little cardboard box. I'm sorry, it's just not. It's not worth it to me. And yeah, the sound quality might be good, but guess what? I can go buy Stevie Ray Vaughan. I've got the originals back here on vinyl, and I can enjoy those just as much. And I don't have to pay $125. I paid $5 for mine. So, anyways, that's all I have for today. Today's rant on vinyl records and limited editions.